Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. City News Everywhere reports that many Canadian patients without private drug coverage are eagerly awaiting the approval and market entry of generic versions of Ozempic, semaglutide. The high cost of the brand name medication, which can run hundreds of dollars monthly, makes it inaccessible for individuals on fixed incomes or without insurance, especially when prescribed for conditions like obesity without a diabetes diagnosis, as public drug plans generally don't cover it for weight loss alone. Ann Welch, a 77-year-old retiree, exemplifies this struggle, while Brenda Rogers, 53, is rationing her current GLP-1 medication after losing her job and drug benefits. Health Canada is currently reviewing 9 generic semaglutide submissions, a complex process given the drug's biological nature. Experts anticipate significant price reductions once generic options become available, potentially lowering costs to 35% of the brand name with multiple generics on the market. The mayors of Brampton and Mississauga are voicing strong opposition to the Ford government's plan to amalgamate 36 conservation authorities into 9. In a joint letter, Patrick Brown and Carolyn Parrish urged Environment Minister Todd McCarthy to exempt the Credit Valley Conservation Authority from the proposed merger. They argue that folding the CVC into a larger Western Lake Ontario regional body would pose significant and immediate risks to their economically critical cities, slowing housing approvals and reducing certainty for builders. According to Global News, the mayors highlighted that the CVC already exceeds provincial permitting timelines, with a 14-day response compared to the government's 90-day requirement. While Minister McCarthy states the changes aim to reduce fragmentation, enhance efficiency, and standardize operations by early 2027. The mayors demand reconsideration or a pause for full municipal consultation. A recent study by Freelance titled How Freelancers Work in Canada 2026 and reported by Newswire.ca reveals a growing sense of financial dissatisfaction and a significant lack of political support among Canadian freelancers. The report, released on April 7, 2026, indicates that 75% of independent professionals are unhappy with current political support, a notable increase from the previous year. While hourly rates have risen by 31% over 4 years to an average of $63, only 25% of freelancers are satisfied with their financial situation. Market stagnation and a pessimistic 5-year outlook further compound these challenges. Despite these hurdles, Canadian freelancers are at the forefront of embracing modern work trends, with 73% working entirely remotely and 54% using AI daily, making it a baseline competence. Simon Gravel, CEO of Freelance.ca, emphasizes that the primary barrier to the independent work sector's growth is inadequate infrastructure rather than a shortage of talent. The ongoing conflict in Iran has triggered a significant energy shock across Africa, according to Al Jazeera. African nations are heavily dependent on oil and gas imports from the Middle East, but these vital supplies are currently stalled on tankers near the Strait of Hormuz, which has been closed due to the war. This disruption has led to severe shortages in several countries, including Kenya, Ethiopia, and Zambia. Despite Nigeria's largest oil refinery operating at maximum capacity, its output is insufficient to meet the continent's extensive energy demands. Furthermore, Africa's energy infrastructure has suffered from years of chronic underinvestment, exacerbating the current crisis. The article raises a critical question about the available choices for African governments to effectively manage and mitigate this escalating energy crisis. Home sales in the Greater Toronto Area, GTA, saw their first year-over-year increase in 6 months in March, with 5,039 homes changing hands, a 1.7% rise compared to the previous year. However, this upturn in sales activity occurred while average selling prices continued their downward trend, decreasing by 6.7% from March 2025 to an average of $1,017,796.27. The composite benchmark price, designed to reflect the typical home value, also fell by 7.4% year-over-year. Daniel Steinfeld, president of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board (TRREB), described the sales growth as an encouraging sign, suggesting that more households are now looking to enter the market due to improved affordability. Despite the increase in sales, new listings in March were down 16.7% from last year, with a total of 14,442 new properties. Overall inventory also saw an 8% decrease, resulting in 21,596 active listings in the GTA. This report is from the Canadian Press. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.